Shannon Work here, and I'm bringing you the second half to the Toronto Raptors versus the San Antonio Spurs on NBA 2K16 Hall of Fame. Now, Hall of Fame means, the hardest difficulty against the computers on the video game. It's really hard, as you know, and just keep in mind that I play as San Antonio Spurs. So I hope you guys enjoy the following footage.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. Really an incredible game from Kevin Martin.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
San Antonio leading by 4. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the court right now for the Spurs. Defensive-minded Green and Leonard are the wings. Duncan out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Parker in at the 1. Here's Duncan. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And guys, Tim Duncan still dominant after 18 years. He's reshaped his body. He has gotten a brand new diet, which he says has had a huge benefit. We saw in the playoffs last year, Greg, I think, he probably was one of the top 5 overall performers in last year's playoffs.
No doubt about it. We continue to write this guy off, Kevin, and he just continues to defy Father Time. I mean, there was a point where he was starting to feel the wear and tear, especially in his knees, but being the competitor he is, he decided to dictate to his body rather than letting his body dictate to him.
The kick out to Aldridge. From deep, Green, and a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Green's got 7 points in the game.
It's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Getting back to Duncan, when you talk to his teammates, they'll tell you he's disciplined. He maintains a strict diet, does off-the-floor training, from boxing to swimming, throwing tires, running in the sand. That keeps him motivated and engaged.
Here's Leonard. That's short off the rim.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
DeRozan. Shot, no good. Aldridge with some nice D. Goes up. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And, Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
In talking about Duncan's new look, Coach Popovich had an interesting quote. Pop said, I look at him and tell him, you people have had more than Tim Duncan.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He focused on their offense and said to his guys, make the extra pass. Don't try to play hero ball and do it by yourself. That ends up leading to bad shots. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
The 11-footer, good. He hits the jump shot. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Boy, can he finish in the paint. That's one thing we know he's good at.
Powell kicks to Scola. There's a screen. Screen by Scola. Scola sets a screen for DeRozan. Nailed from three-point land. DeRozan's got 9 points.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
The pass to Duncan. Back to Parker. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Luis Scola.
And Tony Parker, at least some of his success can be attributed to playing with talented bigs. I mean, in his rookie season, he plays with both the Admiral and Tim Duncan. He kept that partnership going with Duncan for several more championships. So while talented, he's also been very fortunate.
The Spurs making a switch here. Diaz checked in. Dishes to Joseph to the left side wing. There's a good screen. The wide open look here for DeRozan. That's in, coming off an assist from Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists now tonight. Lowry against Parker. On the wing, Green. Offensive rebound. No good from Duncan.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Here's Lowry. It's tipped. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Anderson's shot is off.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
And it's DeRozan missing. Spurs leading by 3. And here is Diaw. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Parker drives in. It's Biyombo with the rebound. Toronto's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. DeRozan, the open look, gets a very good look and converts. DeRozan's got 10 points here in the second half. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. Duncan, the pass to Anderson. Back to Duncan. Inside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Diaw dishes to Parker. 13 feet away. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Parker's got his second basket of the night.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Pass to Joseph. Left side Lowry. Shot off the screen. Again, Toronto.
And good passing. Setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Toronto trailing. So for Toronto right now, DeRozan at the 2 with Ross playing the 3. Scola out there with Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Joseph in at the point. To the paint. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
San Antonio's gone 6 of 11 when they're taking the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. The kick out to Aldridge. And it's San Antonio with another.
And I hate to be critical, but it's as if there has been zero effort given on the defensive end.
Well, you know you like to be critical at times, Greg. You love a healthy debate and being a contrarian, but you're right. I mean, this has been more a product of bad defense.
His best ever campaigns the year before. That really just makes a coach pull his hair out, and fortunately for me, I don't have any.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Yes, Kevin. Dwayne Casey was just going over the plan with his team. Despite the deficit, he told his guys, I've got confidence in you. We've had our backs against the wall before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, can they retake the lead?
Back to Mills. The Spurs could have used his contributions last year. Parker was hobbled. Corey Joseph was still learning. Mills didn't put together consistent efforts and ended up losing minutes, Clark, because of it.
Yeah, you know, Mills had the opportunity to make an impact for a championship contender. That chance doesn't come very often. Unfortunately, he couldn't make the most of it.
Outside DeRozan. Inside Valanciunas. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Valanciunas has got the game tied up here for the Raptors. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against New Orleans. Outside Leonard. And it's Toronto with the rebound. And following this game, they'll challenge the Grizzlies on the road at the FedEx Forum in Memphis. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Scola, no luck.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
Back to Aldridge. Inside. West kicks to Aldridge. The layup off target.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Joseph. Pass to DeRozan. And he drops in the layup off the glass. DeRozan's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
In the corner, it's Martin. There's the dish to Mills. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist by Mills. And it's 6 points for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Give an assist there, not for the pass, but for the solid screen set on the inside that freed him up and made the layup possible.
And that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And the Spurs with some changes. Duncan, he's checked in for West. Green comes in for Kevin Martin. And Parker's subbed in for Patty Mills. The Raptors also with a sub. Lowry's checked in. And here are the Raptors now. DeRozan on the wing. And it's good. He planted his feet on the pick and shielded the defender off.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Parker's shot is off. Toronto, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Scola, a screen on Green. It's DeRozan with the drive. Leonard against DeRozan. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Scola against Aldridge. A leaner. And he banks that one home. Aldridge has got 6 in the quarter.
And the deeper we get into this game, it seems like the more the offenses are in rhythm.
Without question, I mean, both of these teams are firing on full broadband bandwidth. I mean, full throttle ahead.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Here's Powell. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the Raptors lead by 2.
Big-time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Way up and over the big guy. And what a time in the ball game to make it happen.
Aldridge, the pass to Green. A second chance effort. And he lays it up and in.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Toronto calls timeout. .104 left in the fourth quarter. Toronto working the ball around now. And a wide open look for Valanciunas. It falls!
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Now, here's Parker. Feeds it to Aldridge. No good. Excellent D there for Scola. Now, Lowry. DeRozan with it. Guarded now by Duncan.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
Oh, nice play there to get a hand on that pass and tip it out of bounds.
Just a whisker away from coming up with the steal there.
There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them. Hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul out of them going forward.
Powell kicks to Valanciunas. Outside for Lowry. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Well, Kev, that took forever. I don't know what took them so long, but the coaching staff can't be pleased with that right now.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
San Antonio calls time.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
5 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
I mean, it's iffy that there's enough time to even get a quick shot and a foul.
I agree with you. Time is not on their side, but that's really their only hope, so I'm sure that's what they'll try to do.
It's Parker outside. Can't get it to go. And so the big win by Toronto in a tight game. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And now to our good friend,
the 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted. What'd you think, Shaq?
Well, DeRozan is capable of just going off on any night. His leadership, though, that sets him apart right there. DeMar leads by example, and his team feeds off that good energy.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight, no matter how tight the...
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening.